We're backstage, courtesy of Miller Lite here, Boston Calling. I'm Julie Kramer, indie617, and we're with CHVRCHES, Lauren, Martin, and Iain. It is so great to see you guys again.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
It's been a few years. You did a Boston Calling, what was it, 2015?
Yes. Yeah. So I don't think it was in the same site, maybe?
No, it was at Government Center.
Yes, because I was really confused earlier. I was like, why are we driving? Have we been kidnapped? But no.
Yeah, it was
this
different.
Looks nice.
This is much bigger.
Yes, they looked like there was a Coliseum over there. I'm like, what's that?
This is the
what is
Coliseum.
That? Is that what like, do they joust in there? What are they doing?
There's there's all kinds of stuff going on over there. All the
it's very fun. And the only way we'd ever get into Harvard is in this format.
Yes.
So,
well, this is it. Welcome to Harvard.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are here. Actually, who are we kidding? Come on. You could get into Harvard.
I don't. Well, that's very nice of you. I don't know.
Not me.
Well, I haven't watched the news. I'm like, I don't have enough money to pay for my kids to get in there. So anyway, sorry, not funny.
I want to talk about the making of Love Is Dead because I've heard all these crazy stories about you guys with Dave Stewart. I love Dave Stewart.
Who doesn't?
Yes.
He's a very individual man.
He's the kookiest, isn't he? Like fun and loving, but like kooky.
And like he just really, really, really loves creating, and he doesn't. I think that was what was fun for us about meeting him, is that he really kind of rattled our cage in a good way, and then he was like, well, why don't you just try this, or like, why don't you just do whatever the expletive that you can't say on the radio you want? And I think that was kind of something that was good for us to hear at that point, because it was just us for years and years, which I think is probably our preferred format. But if you are going to meet people on the outside, he's a really special character.
So when you hooked up with them, was that after you had songs, but you hadn't started recording or anything, right? Were you developing the songs?
No, they were just writing sessions at the time.
Oh,
He was in the room like when with what would have been like a traditional CHVRCHES writing session, except Dave Stewart was there.
Didn't expect that.
Which was, pretty bizarre, but it was awesome. He's got great ideas. Really unexpected ideas.
Very arty.
Yeah, stuff. He never does anything that you expect, if you know what I mean. Like stuff that isn't typically like correct in pop writing.
A little off the beaten path.
But it just works.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was really fun.
And why did he make you watch Joan of Arc?
Well, I think that was actually cool about it. He was one of the people that we worked with that felt like they'd really researched the band beforehand, musically and otherwise. And every day he has his martini hour at like 6 o'clock, 6:30.
Did you get to have a martini with him?
We did, but then since then we've had many. But at that time, you had to go to a work thing and you had to go to the airport or something. Yeah. So in the end, you drank like half and then ran away. And I was like, do I have to drink all of this? It's like a lot for such a small lady. But he was like, actually, I was thinking earlier. And then like there was this mad pull down screen and he popped on this. But then I think it was just because he was like, the imagery of this and the message of this resonates. And it was kind of, to paraphrase, I'm like, they're going to burn you at the stake anyway, so you might as well make sure that you're going to do it properly.
What was the best advice that he gave you that you think about in your head since?
I don't know. I think for me it was like there were so many pieces of advice, but what I took away from it was that pop music, even in this industry now, which is pretty brutal and cannibalistic and not the same as it once was in a lot of ways, like you can still make interesting pop music. You can still make something that's arty and weird and trying to say something. You don't need to abide by the blueprint that is laid out for you. And I don't know, I think that was like reassuring to hear and reassuring to try and do, or just remind ourselves of, I think.
So you've been touring for quite some time. And I'm really happy that you got on this bill because it was somebody bowed out and you happened to be free.
We were like, we're not doing anything. Memorial Day weekend, we'll pop across, and here we are.
So. Were you in Europe?
Half and half, yeah.
I was back home in Glasgow.
Because we kind of met in the middle.
Yeah, sort of. It isn't sort of in the middle.
It's the perfect location. It's the most efficient location for our band right now.
Yeah.
Somewhere here.
It's like we're free, we'll come. We can play, but you're continuing on the road. And I looked at your tour. You're sort of, it's weird. Your tour's really sporadic. You're like in Canada, Kansas, England. Like you're really all over the place. Do you fly?
Well, they get like a map and a handful of darts, and they just start throwing them and that's where we end up.
Okay, Churches, Kentucky. It's a very strange kind of. It's not even like a loop or anything.
No, but I guess it's a happy product of being able to play across the world is that you becoming more. You have to do those sort of things when ordinarily you'd be at home watching TV. So I'm totally cool with it.
Is there a place that you've always wanted to play, but you haven't been booked there yet?
We've never played in Africa. It's the last continent.
Well, and we've been booked on it. We've been booked on like 2 shows in Indonesia, and then both of them got cancelled for different reasons. So, I feel like, and that's somewhere I never thought we never think we'd ever get to go anywhere like that. But I feel really bad because we keep trying to go, and then for reasons to do with like venues and promoters and things that we can't fix, then we can't go. So I feel like they think we're taking the piss, and we're really not. We really are trying to get there. We booked flights and everything. We just couldn't get there.
Right. Are there places that you're like, all right, you got to give us a couple days because we have to go explore? Or, like, do you have a say in
I don't think.
Stuff like
I'll
that?
tell them you said we were allowed to do that, but that doesn't happen.
No?
Really, no.
They don't.
We're like, just like buffer the tour out with days off everywhere. They'd be like, no, you'll go bankrupt if you do
That
that.
would be amazing, though. They could just like
It would
travel
be.
and go shopping and like go eat cool
All
food.
the
And,
bad bits of traveling without the good bits, you know?
yeah.
But I think that's what like Sting and stuff like that do now. They'll just like book 2 nights in some amphitheater in the south of France and then chill there for a bit.
That's the way to
I
do
mean,
it.
I could
if
get
you
with
can
that,
afford to.
right?
We're not big in France. We need that's never
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
work for us. French just don't
Yeah.
want what
We're
they don't
certainly
want
not
us.
running around France.
Can't
this
imagine,
summer, I'll tell you
Lauren.
that.
No, lying on a beach in France, not getting anyone paid.
You've done some collaborations. Like you worked with Matt Berenger, you worked with Death Cab for Cutie, you did the Marshmallow thing. Do you like doing that, and do you want to do more of that? And is that like fireworks? Hello. Oh, they knew you were here. Fireworks.
I think someone needs to tell them how fireworks
not dark.
work.
I don't know.
It's not- no, listen. It doesn't have to be dark to enjoy the
Dark
fireworks.
and
Lauren.
dead. We're like, that's how we do it in Boston. We're just excited all the
That's a
We're
waste
so
of
happy
money.
you're here, Churches. Boom. Are there people that you want to collaborate with that you're sort of ongoing trying to do that?
Not really. We don't really have anything in mind or lined up at the moment. No, it was just it felt quite spontaneous on the last album when we were working with people. You know, it wasn't like we sat down and planned, oh, here's like our list of people that we really want to hang out with.
So how did it come about? Like, oh, we have this song. Do you guys want to be a part of it? Like,
I guess that's what's nice. Like each of those things kind of came about differently. Like with the Death Cab thing, it was just that we toured with them, and then when they were making the record, they asked if I wanted to sing a bit on it. And like the Matt Berninger thing, we met him through something that they'd been doing with Planned Parenthood, so that's how we got in connection with him, and then we sent him a song. And I guess each one comes about differently, and I feel like spontaneous is a good way to look at it. For me, that last record was about just like trying different things that we've never had the opportunity to try. But I kind of feel like maybe after like a couple of years of that, we're like, all right,
you're done. You're
we're gonna
good.
do that. We're gonna go back to base camp and see
All
where
right.
we end up.
Well,
I
I'm
think.
very happy that you came to talk to us. Churches, we'll see you next time you're in Boston.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Yes.
for having us.
Thank you. Live from Boston, calling with Miller Lite.